So you're looking for a workbench or a side table or maybe even a kitchen island. Well, we have a lot of plans out there, all of them free, but I want to tell you why this one is unique. So this was designed for a homeschooling program because it only needs a drill and a saw to build. It's very, very easy. It's compact enough that it can wheel up against the wall, and it's about the same depth as a kitchen counter, so it can fit in just about anybody's space and then wheel out and use. It's also modular, so you could build two and put them together as a work table, and then you can also hinge them, and so you can unfold them and it becomes like a countertop along your wall. So it's just a very versatile project. It's got some storage, so you can put your tools on the bottom shelf and put things away, maybe mount a hutch above it to put some tools away on the wall. It can be that everything solution if you're just doing woodworking occasionally. We love this project, very easy to build. In fact, I'm going to recommend it if you haven't built anything before. This should be your first project. The first step is cutting, and since it's just 2x4s we're cutting, of course you can use a miter saw, but if you're using a circular saw, just support your board well and clamp it on one side, and then set your circular saw blade depth to 1 3/4 of an inch, and then just cut along your line. Notice that my 2x4 is fully supported, so even after the board is cut, it is still supported and doesn't pinch or bind my blade. Just keep measuring and cutting and supporting your 2x4 as you cut. This is a great project to get some practice using a circular saw. So we'll start with the two legs that are 29 1/4 inches long. And then we will measure up 12 inches from the bottom of the leg. Now what we'll do is mark those marks all the way across using our speed square. Okay, so these will be our legs. So I'm going to lay them out. The 45-inch long 2x4. The second one will go at the top at the 12-inch mark. Now I'm going to just go ahead and pre-drill and drive screws into the end. Now I'll just repeat that for this leg and then the two joints here. We can go ahead and unclamp, and this will be the side frame for the work table. You're going to go ahead and make two that are identical. Start adding in the 21-inch long 2x4s to tie them together. I'm going to repeat that to attach the remaining corners. The top frame is done. We're going to unclamp, and then we can start adding the bottom frame. We'll flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. The main frame is done, so we can flip it upright. For the bottom shelf, I'm going to use 2x4s as called for in the plans. The first step is to find the center of the 45-inch long 2x4s and match it to the center of your first wood slat. And then from there, I can mark and place the remaining slats, just centering them on the opening. I attach them from the outside with the self-tapping screws. Got the bottom shelf intact. Now it's time to add the plywood panel to the top. I'll go ahead and screw this down with the smaller screws. For the top, I use 2 screws at each corner. These are the 1 3/4 self-tapping screws that are called for in the plans. And then I added screws about every 12 inches to further secure the top to the frame. So one thing about this workbench is it's very heavy because we used solid wood for it, the 3/4 inch top, and I wanted it to be heavy. So, you know, if you have a board overextended here, it's not gonna cause the whole workbench to teeter. It's an anchor, it's solid, and being heavy is a good thing. But here's the problem. If I wanna move this workbench out of the way, it's too heavy for me by myself to put it up against the wall. And also if I had it full of tools, it would be hard to move and the tools might fall out. So if you want to take your workbench to the next level, we are going to add some caster wheels to the bottom, add a handle on it, and while we're at it, we might as well finish it. These are the caster wheels that I'm going to use, and you can see they swivel and they have a lock so that you can secure the workbench if needed. And you can see the screw hole pattern here will fit on the end of the 2x4. So we'll be able to screw that right to the bottom of the 2x4 leg. Now, one thing we need to do is measure how much clearance this wheel takes. So I'm getting right at 2 7/16. So I need to cut 2 7/16 off the end of my workbench. The wheels really help this workbench become mobile and make it easier to move out of the way. Now for the finish. So I use this wood filler. Make sure you always put the lid on. It dries out really fast. And then I just overfill the screw holes because the wood filler is going to shrink when it dries. After the wood filler is dried, I use a medium grit sandpaper, so you can use a sanding block or random orbital sander with about a 120 grit sandpaper and just sand everything. And then for the finish, I used a paint with a primer. I always start with the hardest to reach areas first, paint them, and then paint the easiest to reach areas last. I had a spare utility handle, so I thought adding that would make it easier to move the workbench around. All right, it's your turn. The plans are free. All you have to do is click the link in the description and hop over, download those plans and get building. The only thing that I ask of you is if you build it, send us in a photo because we love seeing how your projects turns out.